Yo, peace, peace. What's going on, y'all? It's Gilly at 7, Serious Cartoons. You are looking at Untapped Hip Hop TV, and I want to make sure y'all stay locked. Support. Peace.
Today I estimated that the game is for the taking. Embrace my
My name is Maya Huyana, aka Yaya. I'm from the Inland Empire, California. From San Bernardino, right here. We're at Serious Cartoon Records in my city. I'm a singer, songwriter, engineer, model, and actress. And I like to create a lot of things. I've always been a songwriter. From the time I was about 11, 12, I would like print out lyrics on Sing 365, and like I had a binder with just lyrics in like the plastic linings, and I started doing behind the scenes stuff first on the scene around Brick to Your Face and for the school, Cal State San Bernardino, the radio station. From there, I decided to just believe in my own art after believing in other artists, helping out around hip hop and around the underground community. I figured it was time to show everybody my own stuff, and that was in about 2014, 2013. So I've just been going strong since then. Well, my mother and father they're not into music. But my great-great-grandparents, my one great-great-grandparents, they both play instruments and sing in English and Spanish most of my life. However, I never had formal lessons. I never had someone sit down and show me how to do it. I didn't go to school for it. But they are definitely my earliest influence around instruments and all kind of music. Growing up multiracial, I was exposed to hip hop and Spanish music and Jamaican music and all kind of stuff as well. So even though they didn't necessarily teach me the instruments or how to sing and stuff, my family plays a huge role in my ear and where my like sound waves are. Well, I would say I used to act, and so in that capacity I did musical theater sometimes. So I've always been on a stage, and they were used to that. But as far as me like stopping everything in my life for music, that it was tough at first, transitioning from that 9 to 5, 4-year plan, all that stuff. But I think now they're used to it, and they know it's not a phase, and that it did suck at times, but it also made me be the best skill I could be at, being self-taught. Not having someone sit down with you. It sucks, but what are you gonna do?
Just suck it up and keep going, right?
Right, and then I remember my mom, like the moments she gave me props, she supported me, but like those type of moments are few and far between. And like I would say probably the time I was on VH1, and then when I first got my studio, my mom sent me this long text, and it was just like, oh my god. So now everyone's used to it, but at first it was definitely an adjustment and a lot of proving myself and my seriousness to be committed to this. The first time I ever wrote a rap song, I remember, because I found this random like CD with beats on it at like my friend's mother's house or brother's house in Vegas, and like I was just like, these songs don't exist yet, basically, because I remember I told you I would print lyrics and stuff, but then I just found beats, and this was not when you could go on YouTube and just like beats. It was more, it wasn't, like, so I found a tape, and I don't even remember if they were that good. They probably weren't. And like I wrote a rap, and it was so bad. Then I listened to it for a few days, and I recorded on my cell phone, my Nokia phone. And I took it to school, and I was like, how does this sound to my friends? Because I didn't know if I could sing or not, or rap. And I played it for them. They're like, this is tight. And I was like, I guess I can sing and rap.
You remember the rap or not?
I don't. It was that trash. It was like, it rhymed. Some of y'all niggas ain't even rhyming though. So let me. When I say it sucked by what I'm doing now. But like, it was still better than like.
She's trying to catch out right now.
It was better than some shit I know. But it was bad. It was like, oh my god. I don't know what I was thinking of. Then the first time I performed was at my own music. I've been performing my whole life, but my own rap song was at the Vibe. Shout out to Noah James and Brick to Your Face. And I did my own music, and it felt like, yeah, I could do this, and people liked it. The fact that the music industry is a fraternity, it's a total fraternity, and you know, you have to find your place in that. And there's a lot of horror stories and entertainment in Hollywood about, you know, the Weinstein type of stuff and whatever, but there's a lot of dope male artists that have your back, but it is a process, finding and creating those connections and getting those invites to the studio and being taken seriously as a female artist that is not just a vessel. You know, you're not gonna write all my songs, you're not gonna tell me what to wear, you're not, if you don't invite me, I'll find a way to get there if I'm supposed to be there. So that's probably the most closed doors, is just finding where you need to go, and like the people that are gonna help you get there, but organically, and that genuinely support you. But then once you establish your work ethic and you just do good business, then you know, it's a little bit, it becomes more easier, and the momentum carries. I think the way to be unique is to just be that. You know, not to knock today's sound or today's top Billboard type of artists, but a lot of times female artists are too afraid to talk about what they want to talk about, or to talk about things that are not men or not sex. So, which all those things are a part of life, so it's not like we should omit them, but in order to establish your voice, you have to have a voice. You can't just sing, you know, 20 songs about niggas breaking your heart or something. Like, nobody's that's tired. Like, all right, they did that already, so what do you have to say, and how are you gonna say it in your style? So establishing your own voice, to your own unique sound, to get that voice, to get that lane of your own, to be Queen Latifah or, you know, a Rhapsody or something.
Yeah.
They had to work very hard by establishing a voice to be considered unique.
Right.
If they were doing what everyone else was doing during their workouts and their, you know, when they're in the gym, then that's what they would end up sounding like.
And then, how would you describe your style then? Like, your unique perspective on I guess, music and what you do.
My style's probably, it's old mixed with new for sure, because I'm real influenced by the era from like the 60s to the 90s, and my delivery and like my beat selection, but it's also fresh because there's not a lot of Latinas in music. There's not a lot of black girls right now from my generation doing it. So I think the Princess Nokias, you know, the Rhapsodies, the Mayas, these are the type of girls that we have our own unique perspective from where we're from, but we also stand for a generation of girls who aren't necessarily strippers, or we're not, you know, we're just chilling. We went from individuals to people who are marketed.
Right.
And as a female artist, the easiest way to market you is sex, because you're a woman. So that it follows business trends,
Yeah.
but then it leaves a huge void artistically for that perspective, the Lauryn Hill perspective, the, you know, Salt and Pepper perspective. No, there will never be another Salt and Pepper. Like They would rap, dance. They had the DJ. Like, so those are the things missing right now. I think by over packaging women and forcing them to use this one thing as the engine versus not the icing on the cake.
I like the fact that you brought that up, because like when you like just you talking about that, it kind of triggered that memory. The Biggie Smalls bio, when he was talking to Lil Kim in a room and she was like rapping like a dude. He's like, no, you gotta be sexy with it. You gotta be more feminine. And like when you was talking about that, it just triggered in my head. I'm like, man, that's crazy. It's just because it's true.
Because that's what a male consumer. That's how you would sell to
Right.
that. And like sex sells, period, in most things.
Yeah, definitely.
But then whatever her voice could have been, or, you know, without outside influence, the same way male artists are allowed to develop. There's so many shitty rap songs right now on SoundCloud, but all those male artists got to go in there and let it out and get better without someone being like, no, let me tell you how to do it. For the most part.
Right.
Versus a female, you're more likely to have somebody be like, do your hair like this, do this, and sing about this. And most of those songs that are like, even what's that movie called? Waiting to Exhale was written by an old white man. Like, like there's so many love songs that are written by men that are for female artists. Which, you know, it's kind of weird because why can't we write our own songs, our own opinions and stuff? So it's a crazy game. Some people are pure singers. They want you to write all the songs. That's a little bit different. But I'm talking about strictly artist development. Like, women are not allowed to go through the ugly phase or the, you know, find their tone of voice or, you know, like you're saying, those delivery. That's why Missy Elliott's the first, you know, female rapper in Songwriters Hall of Fame. That's crazy to me.
Missy went hard. Missy always went hard.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She was unique. She was just, like you said, she was just unique, being herself, I think, right? So,
She came up from the Busta Rhymes era, so, you know, she is a wild aesthetic. She's herself.
Yeah.
She engineers herself, makes the beats, you know, but she chose to do all that and not give in to somebody maybe telling her to, oh, you need to do this, you need to wear this on your head, you need to have this type of body. She was just like, no, I'm gonna.
I do miss Fat Missy though.
Yeah, with the suits.
Yeah, I love Fat Missy. Yeah.
That's what she was. Man, it's like the Luther syndrome. My goal is to have my music heard by everybody in the world. So whether that's an album or I get to do a scoring for a film one day, or like whatever capacity that is, whether it's a song I wrote for someone else, that's cool too. If that song gets heard around the world, then that means I met the goal. And then I would say to just give back to where I'm from, because the IE is a forgotten place. The San Bernardino is a crazy place to be from.
Biggest county that nobody knows about.
Right. So it's important, it's imperative, and it's necessary for me to come back here and give something back. Whether it's money one day, time now when I don't have money.
What is it about San Bernardino that gives you those feelings that you want to come back and just...
It needs it, for one. Like, there's usually not positive headlines coming out of here. Though there are positive things happening, that's the weird thing. But it needs the rebranding of my city. No, it needs a facelift, the what people see, the outside perspective. And I love where I'm from. It's diverse. It's perfect weather to me. It's vast, it's big, it's spacious, but then there's still like a city vibe to it. You know, the people, it's not like country to where it's a whole nother.
You can go places in San Bernardino or in the county that's country though.
Yeah, you have the option. That's why I love it. You can go to the woods, but then you can go to the city, but then you can go to Vegas, but then you can go to Coachella, then you can go to LA. we're like, during our lifetime, I feel like the Inland Empire is going to turn into the Jersey of New York or the Philly of New York, comparable to, you know, the IE compared to LA.
Yeah.
Because people are already moving east out of LA because it's getting so
Getting
so
packed
crazy.
out there, yeah.
Right. So there's so much room for growth in the region, period. San Bernardino especially, but the whole IE is growing, and I just want to see good things happening here, and the stars that are from here, you know, be able to shine versus having to go somewhere else to do that. Currently, I think I'm floating between like the underground and mainstream as a songwriter. I'm like in that fun place where it could go any direction. I could blow up or I could fuck it all up. Like I'm right there. I'm close.
Takes one bad tweet or one bad post.
Yeah, right. I'm in that place of like, not like I'm a step out of the underground, but I'm always gonna be underground because that's where I started. But it's elevating, and in order to keep elevating and not backslide, I would say just being focused, remembering to give back, remembering to stick to my sound even when I'm being paid to do something, not letting that manipulate the creative process, not allowing the money, the potential for money to mess up the potential for music. That's going to be important, and just being more, running myself as a label, getting those things, doing the things that artists don't want to do, but as an independent artist you have to do.
Right. Looking at yourself as a brand, is that like, how do you differentiate, or how do you like separate that, the artist from the brand, you know what I mean? Because you have to play all the roles and stuff. So when are you like, okay, I got to start promoting more now, and then when do you get into that mindset, okay, it's time to create more, it's time to be more of an artist, since you have to do it all, you know?
Yeah, for me that's the hard part, because you want to create all day, but then you have to send emails and you have to submit your work, you have to update your website, and so that ultimate goal is for me to have a team do all that stuff so I can just make the highest quality art all day that I can. Until then, you just have to be responsible and remember your business. There's a clear division, and it separates. It's not, I don't like the division, because what's happening is happening.
Right.
So if you are a fan of the old school style, like you're swimming against the current.
Right.
Like it's happening. So instead of trying to stop it, what can you do to preserve what you like, what you think is right, but still nourish? Maybe they're missing something.
Right.
Maybe they didn't. I really don't know. I don't know what. Maybe the disconnect is the internet, the technology, right? That's probably what it is, because their generation has, they just have different shit, like different things they care about and talk about and do. But like, at the end of the day, it's all hip hop. So how can we like not like exploit hip hop, but not try to keep it in this small space? Because it is good to see the money go up. It's good to see more black people successful, period. However, our culture must be preserved, and when you allow outsiders into what you have going on, there's no telling where they're going to take it. That's not just in hip hop. Even the girl from City Girls is in jail for fraud, like, because she wants to keep up with this lifestyle maybe, or feels pressured to be dripped out, whatever the case. So it has real consequences when you run off with a culture that you don't understand.
Right.
You've never even been in the trap. So what are you fucking talking about the trap for and guns for? Like, or you're from like, I don't know, somewhere where there's no traps. So what the hell? And all this makes it weird.
It just kind of muddies the waters.
And it makes people conflict with each other instead of the people putting it out. The ones approving it. Don't be mad at him, be mad at the nigga that signed him and the 4 others like him. You know, he's just getting his money.
Right.
You know, expressing himself. Now I have more skills to create better music, create consciously, because when you don't take the time to just develop into a musician, you cut yourself short. So I think now that I've kind of done that and went under some wings and put some work in, now I'm more confident in my sound. I have a sound, and I can basically, it's like a powered up version of that self. Like I found the secret juice or something, Michael's secret juice. And now the music is just getting better, the quality of the art. And sonically, I'm the same person. It's just more sounds to play with, more instruments, more things to add in the toolkit that I've added in my toolkit to put into making music. The song like Maya's Jam, that was written it came out in 2017, but it was written in like 2013, 2014, because I wasn't able to sing it how I wanted it to sound. So I just stashed it and waited for my voice to develop. Or, because it's called Maya's Jam, so I can't give it to someone, right? Like, that would have been the other option. but then it's called Maya's Jam. Like, that's the one song I can't give to
Becky sings Maya's Jam.
Right. Here you go, Beyonce, Maya's Jam.
Okay,
No, so that, for example, like, that's why I mean, like, there's not really a difference. It's just the quality of the execution. It just gets better and better because, you know, you learn more things. I'm a student to this. So now, me live now or me live years ago, like, I'm way better now because just the work put in and the art organically developing. Nobody telling me what to say, do, or think. The best thing to do is to stream my music on Spotify, Apple Music, and everything. Just search Maya Huyana. Rebirth is the first album. G.O.L.D is the second one, amongst a lot of features you can find. If you want to talk to me about collabs or bookings, you can email me, which is on my Instagram, where it says email. Instagram is the best way to stay connected and to see what I have going on and see footage. And yeah, if you want to talk to me, you can tweet me or email, whatever. It's the new generation.
What's your IG?
My Instagram is YAH Creates.
Cool.
I hope you can spell creates. Okay, you can find this song on SoundCloud, Spotify, everything else. It's a song I did to Alchemist, Hopeless Romantic instrumental. Shout out to him and Action Bronson. How many beats I gotta kill just to get some thrills? Waiting for my payment in the day when music pay my bills. I'm an underdog still, I'm a boss bitch. Got more bite than the bot bitch. I'm a hard bitch, I'm the hardest. I rhyme for the fucking West Coast and every artist who's starving. The ones pushing on a bus or a civic, keeping their spirit Wu-Tang and good for the children. I'll probably outlast them, probably outlive them. I don't hear a critic, I'm way too dope for industry gimmicks. She fake like acrylics, can't make it clearer. When I wanna spar with the best, I get drunk, get dressed and look in the mirror. Never sold vagina, nigga, you can never own me. You fucking with a coach, so I can never be your trophy. You bitches are some sheep and you could call me Little Bo Peep. Your man acting hard will rob him son like Smokey. And I don't make empty threats, so best believe if we send him, he ain't got no empty tech. Better keep a level head, for you end up in the oven for a small amount of bread. Bitch, I'm rising while I'm pushed to the ledge. Y'all coming, they don't even expect. Snatch the crown off your favorite rap thought, watch it hang from the neck, and drive off while I bump Eminem, and send that RIP group text out to her friends. I'm the real Grim Reaper, Rappers more below me than the bottom of my sneaker. I'm an A-list all-star, your artists D-leaguers. And I ain't talking Elliot, you hottest broken heaters. We posted at Coachella watching us performing Ether. I'm all about my cash like the motherfucking meter. They wasn't fucking with y'all, I turn them to believers. Hey, West.
Say baby just behave. I got some fans from the UK to BK. You not a star, got no bars like you prepaid. I have arrived, so prepare for the heat wave. Like my boy Black, just like Malcolm, no middle. Walk in the room, make a giant feel little. They said take selfies and work on my image. They know not what they do, so Father forgive them. Get at the enemies.